It's often called the holy grail of porno spoofs. The porno spoof so rare that many people even deny its existence. And let it be known that that is the only thing it has in common with the Holy Grail, whereas the real Holy Grail can give you eternal life, this Holy Grail is more likely to make this happen to you. But what makes this film such a hard get? It's not like it's made by some obscure, no-name director in the business. The movie is directed by Buck Adams, the same porno spoofer who brought us Twin Cheeks, Edward Penis Hands, and oh, fucking fantastic. I wonder if this movie will find newer and more interesting ways to fetishize a fucking green screen. In making Super Hornio Brothers, the filmmakers went through an even bigger headache than playing Paper Mario. Sin City Entertainment financed the project at first, then dropped out, until Midnight Video put their cash in for the film to be finished, on the condition that the 37-page script be turned into 2 movies. Jesus Christ, imagine if that happened to someone like Michael Bay, a director who needs 37 pages for 2 minutes. Also, the 3-day shooting schedule was cut down to 2 days. That's pornography, where even the shooting schedules prefer to be circumcised. So in 2 days, with a 37-page script cut in half to 18 pages, it's still pretty impressive that Buck still managed to turn in an 80-minute movie. Actually, come to think of it, it's not that impressive, because it's padded with about 60 minutes of soundstage fucking and 20 minutes of parody. It's easy to assume that the difficulties behind its production is the reason why it got such a limited video release, but I'm willing to bet that it's because the movie itself is one of the most confusing and limp-wristed parodies I've seen in a while. Most people seem to base their knowledge of the movie on this picture. Newsflash, that picture is not actually from the film. That picture looks like it was shot by someone who has actually played a Mario game. This movie seems to use the Friedberg-Seltzer method of parodying material that the writers have never seen, or in this case, played. Now let's dive balls deep into this mess of herpes known as Super Hornio Brothers. Oh well, apparently it opens in Super Mario Galaxy, that's nice. Getting a little ahead of themselves, they completely skipped over the Virtual Boy era. You know a movie is in it for the art when the writer's name is literally Cash. We first meet the Hornio Brothers as they sit at the computer of Squeegee Hornio. No, you think that's bad? It gets worse. This guy here, the Luigi guy, he isn't Squeegee. Ron Jeremy is Squeegee, the name that rhymes with Luigi. And this not John Leguizamo guy here, his name is Hornio. They mixed up the names of the fucking main characters. You took the easiest casting ever, Ron Jeremy as Porno Mario, and fucked it up. You already fucked it up. Right up the ass. And what's with the name Squeegee anyway? Is that some sort of sex term that I'm unfamiliar with? Let me guess. The squeegee. Having a quickie on someone's car window in the middle of traffic, and then forcing the driver to pay you and your partner once you've finished. Time to put in a call to the Urban Dictionary. Squeegee tells his brother about a new computer game he has created, and how it has begun to infect his dreams. Oh, imagine if they got the $5 extra from the original production company. They totally could have showed all of that, instead of just explaining it. Squeegee and Hornio begin to daydream about all the possibilities that could come their way if their new game takes off. Spoken like a true gamer. But before any of that can happen, the two of them are magically sucked inside of their computer. Yeah, because the first time I played Super Mario Brothers, the first thing I thought to myself was, gee, this sure is a ripoff of Tron. Even with royally twisting around the character names, the movie doesn't even make good use out of golden opportunities for sound effects parodying.
You see, this is how you make a fucking porn parody.
Once Squeegee and Hornio are transported into the German production of Hamlet, they happen upon their level 1 boss, the Bondage Queen.
Truly a confusing game enemy, because no matter if you defeat her or if she conquers you, it's still gonna cost you some coin.
Hornio decides to skip past the Bondage Queen boss, and no, they don't do a penis warp whistle joke. Squeegee stays behind to take her on all by himself, and that takes up 15 minutes of the movie.
15 minutes? That doesn't make sense. The sped up music kicks in after 5 minutes. That means the rest of this sex scene should have looked like this.
Meanwhile, Hornio flies through the Johnny Mnemonic game and meets up with, a homeless man they probably pulled off the street for this movie.
Lovely. It's nice when you can actually see the STDs on screen.
The walking chlamydia here is actually a computer virus. Great, I sure hope my Avast can take care of gonorrhea. The computer virus informs the brothers that the princess has been kidnapped by King Pooper. And to think, if this movie was a spoof of Super Mario Bros. 2, the villain could have been named Genital Wart. To clear up any confusion and to specifically date the movie, Squeegee tells the virus where the Hornio brothers have come from.
Oh, now who doesn't love 1993? There was In Living Color, UB40, and all the Crystal Pepsi you could ever ask for.
Also, let's not forget that the virus himself must love 1993 because he talks like Ren from Ren and Stimpy.
Why was that necessary? That's like making a Sopranos porno and then hiring a Yogi Bear impersonator.
This is our villain, right here. King Pooper dresses like a German expressionist and cackles like the Wicked Witch of the West. You know, like King Koopa? Wait a minute, I recognize this mug. Let me just add this and one of these, a little of this. Fuck me, it's Beaver.
Yep, that's Buck Adams himself. He likes to fuck the audience behind and in front of the camera.
While Squeegee and Hornio look on, King Pooper fucks some random girl in front of the princess. The princess, however, gets some tough interrogating from, I'm sorry, who is this guy?
Bob? Bob? As in Bob-omb? Oh, that's nice. I take it the princess's vagina is gonna explode now?
I'm almost surprised there's no Toad in the movie, since any of the actors' dicks clearly could have doubled for it. Squeegee and Hornio make their way to the next enemy, the Spider Boss!
Jesus, Ron, you could at least pretend to care that you're in this movie. Oh well. Even when Ron Jeremy half-asses a performance, it still makes me feel inadequate.
Our heroes make it past the spider boss by making the two villains fuck each other? Well shit, I've never tried that strategy before.
If only I could get the Hammer Brothers to fuck each other with their own tools, then I could easily get the music box from the treasure chest! Yes, I know the music box is the worst weapon, but the music is really soothing!
In order to save the princess, Squeegee and Hornio must choose the right door, in what I can assume is the hallway in the Midnight Video offices.
Ah yes, that's when you know you're watching a porno from the early 90s, when it has a reference to the LA riots!
While Squeegee goes off to finally defeat King Pooper, Hornio stays behind to, pad out the film some more. Although this could explain why Luigi wasn't at the very end of the original Super Mario Bros., he was too busy fucking a Cheep Cheep.
Also, this is the perfect opportunity for me to throw in a premature ejaculation joke. I just made the movie 20 minutes shorter.
Okay, so we're finally at King Pooper. The epic battle is finally here, and what, he's just untying her?
The only way this fight would be any easier is if he was wearing a tanuki suit. And that makes sense. His dick is already a statue.
Ugh, King Pooper is the worst Adam Sandler character ever. Squeegee and the princess are saved by Hornio, who pushes Pooper into a child's pool of hot lava, I'm assuming. Hornio and the princess are transported back to the real world while, oh no, the biggest enemy rears its head, the cliffhanger ending. At least this movie one-ups the actual Super Mario Bros. Movie in that they both have cliffhanger endings, but only this one actually has a sequel.
And I can only assume that part 2 is just some Japanese porno with Squeegee and Hornio's voices dubbed into it. What a way to make us wait for Super Hornio Brothers, the Lost Orgasms. Alright, I'm fucking tapped out on the Mario references.
Thanks, guys! That sand was the pits!